After living in a Sprinter van for over a year, it was easy to picture that van as a home. Now that we're starting from scratch on a new van build, this week is the first time our cargo van has truly felt like a home. What makes a house a home for you? Could you envision yourself living in a tiny home on wheels with an ever-changing backyard? We absolutely can, and we're so glad you're gonna come along for this F&A week with us. Let's get into it. This week we are getting ready to close up the walls in the van. I'm sad that we have to say goodbye to all of the beautiful names that we have painted in there, but I'm really excited to finally see the van transform into more of a home and a house, which is super exciting.
Yeah, we're hoping by the end of this weekend we will have all the walls up and all the electrical looking like it's in the walls at least.
But before we can actually put the wood for the walls up, we have a few things that we need to do. I'm like, I don't know how many.
This many.
First, we have to finish the DC to DC charger. The wiring needs to go behind the walls. Second, we need to finish the framing of the walls. And then third, I have some extra sound deadening that I'm just placing in places that I still have access to because I want to get that all behind the walls before they're fully covered.
I like where her head's at. She's productive every single time.
So right now we are just doing some more pocket holes because I'm the pocket hole queen of the world. No more jibber jabbering. We gotta work.
I was jibber jabbering to you guys. Stop. Come back. Let's get work done.
So right now Frankie is trying to position this piece around the window so that it's exactly flush, so that it's gonna be really easy to frame this window out once the walls are up. Because soon we're gonna have walls.
This seam right here, right? You see the seam underneath the window? I want to cover that seam. So I'm gonna take two pieces that I'm gonna cut to fit directly in here. I'll drill them into these pieces as well. And then when we fit the outer part of it, it's gonna look like a you know, nice seamless edge all the way around.
One of you guys, an F&A family member, Steven, came and actually gave us some of his build supplies. He's building out his own rig. It's really beautiful.
What's up, everybody?
And Paco approves too.
Yeah, Paco loves being in the van. We had some leftover bibs and bobs, so he gave them to us, which was super sweet. Thank you so much, Steven. Because the Havelock wool's already all in place, I actually have to like dig underneath of it. Ah!
Why are you adding so much extra kill mat?
Because we have it and I want to use it. Steven would not be happy if we didn't use it. Plus, I feel like any extra sound deadening can't be bad.
No.
It's like a little bit insulating, a little bit sound deadening. It's gonna be so much more quiet now.
Nobody's gonna hear us coming down the road. This happens to be the same exact size as that side, and I eyeballed these. So that's a pretty good eyeball, I think. It's exactly the same? It's exactly the same. Look, ready? Look.
Exactly.
Look. 20 and one line over a half, which on here is the 9, right? 20 and the line is the 9.
You got good eyeballs, babe.
Good eyeballs.
Frankie has been working on the DC to DC charger. He's like pulled all of this apart. We're actually gonna have a whole separate video about this whole process because it's a little bit complicated and a little bit confusing. So we don't wanna leave anything out. So check out that video. It'll be up in a couple of weeks. When it is, we'll put it down below. We're gonna get this DC to DC charger done so we can get the walls up real soon. It's my last piece of kill mat. I have no idea where to put it. I'm literally like, I got it, don't want to put it here. I'm like, I legit don't know where to put it. This is a very important section to sound deaden. You know, the amount of sound that's gonna come through this one spot, huge, huge, bigly. Wow. Can they even hear us outside anymore? I don't think so. Measure, cut, pocket, drill in, repeat.
I just picked this little guy up off the ground and it fits perfectly. It's so snug.
Nice. Our job for today is to finish up the furring strips. We want to make sure that when we're nailing our actual tongue and groove boards into the wall, that it has somewhere to sit every single level.
secure each one down the row with a nice little nail. Good to go. That's a lot of power. I don't know if I should be wielding that. That feels like dangerous. So hungry right now. Oh, so
special delivery. Beep, beep. Party pizza. Pizza, pizza, pizza. So many. Nomad pizza party.
Turn that off too. Yeah, I did.
So everybody's got a beautiful plate of pizza except for Matt, who decided to eat an entire pie by himself.
Listen, it's judgment-free zone, all right? This is the reverse Planet Fitness.
I was gonna say, this isn't Planet Fitness. We have everything framed out. We're ready to start putting up our walls. Hopefully we can have all walls done by tomorrow.
He's finally setting goals that sound good and fast.
I'm setting her goals finally.
F&A.
F&A, man. F&A.
Let's do it. The first piece of wood is up on the wall. We got some angles to make. We're like doing the thing. So the first two are gonna be the weirdest because you gotta like get over the corner, starting at the top because we wanted the top to be a nice clean line. Because if we start from the bottom and get to the top and it's wrong.
The hardest part too about it is we had to cut a 50-degree angle. You can only cut a 45 on the saw. And then you have to think about what you need to do. Luckily we had Matt's dad. We had a dad to help us. Perfect timing.
He's good at math, even when he's sleeping.
In order to get the right angle on that wood, we actually have to rip the pieces standing up straight because it's like 90 degrees minus 40 equals
50.
So that's what we're doing.
Cutting an 1/8 off of the tongue that's gonna go into the board straight up. Matt's actually doing it.
Of course, nothing is ever as simple as it seems. In my head, this was just gonna be like a pow, 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 easy done job. But we're on the second board, it's not working, there's a bump, there's like the lift, there's the angle. So everything is just a little bit more complicated. It's been, I feel like, a very long time and we're on board number 2. Just gotta keep on keeping on. Hoping that it's gonna fit. Ooh, that's a lot better.
Better than all the rest. And come on down to the center. Every piece. Energy is getting a little low, so we're gonna have to bring it up.
This is the real gem of the day.
Thank you, bro.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you, man. Not only did he help us out with tools, but he also helped us out with actually measuring out and getting these things cut. You guys ready for tomorrow?
Today is a huge day because our van is gonna become a home.
The reason why the van starts to become a home today is because we're putting the walls up. And there's something special about when the walls go up.
On our first van build, this was the moment where everything really started to come together. You're finally looking at a little bit of a finished product and you start to feel like, oh my gosh, we're gonna live in here.
Yeah, I feel like your vision starts to come true. Like you can visually see it when the walls are up.
This is also giving me a ton of excitement about all the travels to come because we're finally in the home stretch a little bit. We're like, I feel like this is like crossing a major milestone and now we can start thinking about where do we want to travel first, where are we gonna go, all the adventures that we're gonna have.
It's starting to feel F&A to me, you know what I mean?
I can't wait. So let's get to work. Last night we ended with this piece because it required a little bit of doctoring. We cut too far.
This thing is glued together with wood glue again, but the thing is you'll never see it because it's the back side of the wall. The reason why we had to cut out this area right here is because that booster is gonna be inside of that and we're gonna make like a little inserted cabinet area. We had to make this little guy and I think it came out pretty well other than that cut.
Oh, sorry, that was not my fault. That thing got in the way, hit it, bang, science. I don't know.
Science.
My bad. Amber's been making these amazing matcha lattes. They're so good. And she just like peeks out of the corner and is like, I made you one.
They're delicious and really good for you.
As you guys can see from the time lapse, it is very tricky to get even one piece of wood in. It's like in, out, a little bit of doctoring, a little bit of work, so this is gonna take a little while.
Yeah, we're hoping by the end of the day we could have all of our walls up, but it's a big ask.
I'm the one standing here drinking a matcha latte while he's doing all the work, so.
I think that by the end of the day, you're gonna have at least one wall up. I have confidence.
Thank
for sure.
you, Amber.
You're so welcome.
Obviously, we didn't put these beautiful windows in to cover them up with wood, so Frankie is going to cut around the opening. If we did leave the wood up, I wouldn't have to make window curtains, which might actually be nice.
The whole point is to have natural light coming in and also to be able to open the windows so we can collect that breeze that comes through.
But it's basically like a free blackout curtain.
Love the stain. I love that you guys did that. I love the curve too. Look, you guys got like a perfect curve. Look at that.
I'm actually...
We're master carpenters.
I think what I'm gonna wind up doing, not really, but yeah, I guess so, yeah. After doing 2 vans, you start to feel like a master carpenter. Everything is so custom.
Yeah.
That, like, you're constantly tuning your skills. What's up, baby? You know, it wouldn't be an F&A video if we weren't making a trip to Home Depot. All right, guys, we got what we need. We got these to protect these electrical sockets. This will then get drilled into the wood on the beam there, and we're good to go.
We have to go pick those up before we finish the wall because, look right here. See these wires? These wires have to go out to something. So we need to cut the wood in order to fit those boxes, and we might as well do it while the wood's going up so we know where the wires are.
Nice and snug, huh?
Very snug.
In Florida, it just gets way too hot, so that's it, it's coming off.
Shake your hair out. This piece is perfect, except we should have done a full length and not a half length. So we actually fucked this up and we need to do the whole thing over again. Cool. Piece that we're fixing needed to be redone once to be the full length. It needs an outlet, a USB, and a window hole.
There's a lot going on this one.
And we also had to wire the USB plug before we could put this piece up because we won't have access to the wires after it's done.
Yeah.
Okay, pull it up. Higher.
I'm pulling.
Higher.
Go. Hi, neighbors. Hi, neighbors.
As you guys can see, the van is finally starting to feel like a home.
And Paco definitely feels that way because he jumped in this chair and did not want to get out.
We are so excited to transform this into Lolo 2.0.
That way we could show you guys the van in person on the road. We have the perfect playlist for you if you're building a van. Click it right there.
And if you're really into building a van, be sure to check out our book. It's available for sale on Amazon.
Link in the description.